Complaining about Dune Awakening has become a competitive sport at this point, ladies and gentlemen. The game is dying, the devs are bad, the community is mad, yes, we have heard it all, but instead of another Doom post, today I want to try something different. After digging through devs' comments, community threads, and my own experience, I have put together a wishlist. Things that could potentially save the game with examples from other games as proof that it can be done. So whether you're new, battle-scarred, or just here for the drama, welcome. And let's start with the elephant in the room, which is PvP. Right now it is dog water, but what if it wasn't? Here we don't talk about PvE only servers, even though it would be a welcome addition. If you have ever played Elder Scrolls Online, you know the Cyrodiil map. 3 factions, huge territory divided into sectors, strongholds at the corners, and everything is PvP. I'd be farming somewhere, quietly on the backline, always with the risk of being jumped by the enemy faction, and then suddenly a swarm of my comrades rolls through, and I can jump on that paint train if I want to and deal some damage to the enemy faction. Do you want a shard from the enemy territory? Fight for it. Help your faction to control the land and make it safer. Win or lose, the map changes constantly. One night my faction controls everything, and the next morning we are boxed in at spawn. It is super dynamic. And now compare that to Dune. We already have factions, spies to fight over, and control points, and yet your faction alignment doesn't matter. It feels like a watered down version of what it could be. Another good example of PvP done better than in Dune is New World. There's also fight over territory on the map that provides bonuses to whoever controls it, and there's actually one more cool system in the games that would be very beneficial for Dune Awakening. For this one we gotta develop the idea from my previous videos. People take breaks, resources and bases get wiped, yada yada yada. How do we fix it? How do we make perishable goods unperishable? Hey guys, Will from the future is here with a quick update. The devs just dropped a monstrous patch and apparently we've got 20 times more storage in the bank now. This wasn't even in the PTS notes, but hey, it is a welcome surprise. Still, I think this point holds up, and just bear with me and you will see why. Okay, thanks. I am honestly surprised the idea didn't come to me naturally, but Otto Aaron has us covered. Thanks man. Instanced housing. The devs say they don't like adding things with no gameplay value, but think about this. Even if instanced housing doesn't let you plop down your workbenches, it would be not only a timeless storage box, but also a massive Solaris sink for endgame players with extra millions. Buy furniture, show off trophies, I don't know, maybe have like an endgame goal where you need to grind 10 million Solari or 1000 Melange to buy home in a major city as the endgame option. And suddenly you have a place to come back to if you have a break, instead of Stockholm syndroming yourself through another taxes cycle or, I don't know, setting a reminder for your phone to top up your generators. And if you think it is too easy, okay, option number 2, make it rent-based. You can pay upkeep or taxes directly from your bank, and if you run out of cash, your door gets locked until you pay some fine. And this isn't something new to the industry. New World does it. Storage works differently there, sure, but the system is already proven. Dune could absolutely adopt its own version. The current system in Dune is not only punishing for base owners, but also is taunting to the passerbyers. Dune is actually a game about recycling. However, the recycling right now sucks ass in its current state. And if we talk about recycling players' bases, they just crumble and vanish like nothing ever happened. Sure, sometimes people quit because of real life and might come back to salvage what's left later, but let's be real, most who leave are not coming back, so why not let us loot the ruins? Rust, out of all the games, nailed this. If you run out of upkeep resources, your base decays and everyone can loot it. Brutal, yes, but same rules apply for everyone. The obvious problem here is balance, because players in metal tier shouldn't just skip straight to tier 6 loot. In this game, giving away too much loot can ruin progression and actually make people quit faster, so I think some minimal gatekeeping is needed, like not being able to fly a thopter unless you have researched it. That also stops quote-unquote fresh accounts from grabbing a thopter at level 1 and causing chaos in Deep Desert. But hey, there's also option number 2. What if lootable abandoned bases showed up as random encounters? The devs are already adding random events anyway, so imagine stumbling across a half-decayed base that doesn't despawn until someone loots it. It could be something like one base per region with region-specific resources and benches, and that way you don't suddenly pull tier 5 loot in South Haga. Same stuff for Deep Desert, the deeper the better, I mean, more resources. And for example, from other games, here I would like to introduce Minecraft, and it's, let's say, ruined portals. Small, exciting finds that make exploration worth it. There is always something useful in the chest in it or the portal materials itself. I think that's exactly what Dune needs. Random, and I would like to have a stress here, useful lootables, whether from real players' ruins or developer-made points of interest. And the formula here is quite simple, it just has to feel rewarding. You have definitely seen this system before. Some games have daily login rewards, trinkets, currencies, boosters, whatever little dopamine hits that make you come back as often as possible. What incentive does Dune give you to log in every day? The only reward, quote-unquote, is realizing your base didn't rot over the weekend, and it is just some peak game design. Deep desert testing stations. Sometimes you literally need to fly 20 kilometers or more. You need to fight bots for over an hour, and then you have to pray for RNGesus that you don't pull yet another pair of X-Core leggings or a hummingbird wing module. Then there is also treasure hunting in Deep Desert, and maybe you just have to forget the treasure part and then you got it right. You see what I'm talking about here? The game is way too heavy on the stick and very greedy on the carrot. Until it gives players a reason to log in besides avoiding punishment, the population will keep shrinking. And I'm not talking about the battle pass or any of those dark patterns things, because that stuff will for sure put the last nail in the game's coffin. I just want to actually feel welcome whenever I log back in and no matter what I do, because look at No Man's Sky, for example. Whatever you do, wherever you go, you are rewarded with useful stuff, and even if you don't need it, you can always sell it for credits with no problem. That is good game design. It is flexible and most of all fun. And meanwhile, Dune Awakening doesn't feel even nearly as rewarding, and I'm not even talking about the rewards from the chests, but also experiences. I gotta give some credits here, the last DLC testing stations, 10 out of 10, absolute cinema, creepy underground labs, great atmosphere, but no new enemies, still just people, because normal people, mutated people, holographic people, the same enemy, just different hats, and combat desperately needs variety here. We don't even need to break lore to get there. I'm talking about stuff like, for example, a swarm of flies that make flamethrowers actually useful. The same for bats that swarm at night. Some ambush predators in caves. Failed Bene Gesserit experiments that don't fight like humans, and there is so much potential here. And I'm sure we will get there eventually. What really surprises me is the lack of server-wide events. Where is that feature? I fully expected it to be there on release, because Fallout 76 nailed this very well. Imagine seeing such a notification in the Dune chat. Even thinking about that is already fun, and I'm absolutely sure the whole server would show up to party even the people who avoid Deep Desert. Now that would be fun. That is, of course, if someone doesn't join just to ruin the experience for everyone. Let's be real, support right now is meh. 4 months after release, and it is still hit or miss, and 9 times out of 10 you will get something like, yeah, sorry brother, we can't restore your dirt hut because f*** you, that's why, but thanks for reporting. That is, of course, if you still get an answer at all. Players don't believe in this system anymore. Honestly, I'm still afraid of those 2 report buttons till this day, so please tell me if they fixed them. Without working tools to track losses, punish cheaters and actually help people, the frustration will keep building up. So Dune needs to do some catching up here, like we need visible ban waves like the ones that already happened. Lost items or resources should be restored if there was some evidence that it was lost to a bug. Rollback should be also an option, because Warframe and Fallout 76 do that when needed, and this would totally save some players out there. Because when players feel scammed by bugs and ignored by support, they don't tend to stick around. There is still plenty I didn't cover in this video, because there is cheating, exploits, technical problems, the state of test servers, balancing, cosmetics, endgame, communication, and that needs some work. Each of these could fill another video. But I don't want this to be just another wall of complaints. This video was supposed to be about hope for the better, and because despite everything, Dune Awakening has the bones of something great. Look at No Man's Sky. This game was considered stillborn, and now it is bigger than ever. There is a chance that Dune can still turn it around too, but for me, my journey on Arrakis is over. It was a wild ride. Today I will refuel my generators one last time and leave quietly, and I know too damn well what trace I'm going to leave behind. I'll see you guys in another universe.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.